Okay guys, hope you're well. I'm going to break down the DAX for you. It's mainly for Alex. Little salute to you, kid. I picked up your messages this morning about having a bit of a hard time with it. It's not as difficult as you think. All right, so let me explain. Grab your coffees, guys, and I'll break this down for you. So let's have a look. Right. Flick the screen on. Happy days, happy days. Okay. You can see the alignment on the fibs, which is here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip everything out. I'm going to mark the thing up, go through the indicators, the lot. All right, so let's have a look. So out to the highest time frame as always, so we can get an overview of what this market is trying to achieve. Now it's very, very simple. We're only looking to gauge the price at this point. All right, so you can see it there and up here, nice and simple. So get that into there. Now I'm not going to go too mad with these levels because it'll take too long to do a full markup, so I'll just put in what we need for today. And what we're doing is this. Just a second. Okay. This is just a stream of me chatting. The screen is for the Scruffy squad. Catch you soon. Sorry, I'm just messing with live stream sets up at the minute, guys. And I'm just doing a running commentary. Okay. Because obviously what I do here will never be public. Right, so let's have a look. Let's get this one finished. Okay, so what we've got a nice caged price at this point. It's showing a bounce point here and a bounce point there. But what you've got to remember is these are long-term charts. They're going to take a long time to play out. Okay. So let's just pull this back about a year so we can see exactly what we're up against. Okay. So if we pull these in to tidy up, put that onto there. I'm going to squeeze that down onto that one and then push this up onto there. There's nothing for this to go at. So now we've got a clear section where we can put in our new levels and make certain that this tightens up. And you should know what the colours are by now. Okay, so that's fine, that looks good, nice and tight. We'll drop these in as well, just in case it breaks out, which is that underside and the upper side, just there. And then we're going to have a look, see what's happening in the last 3 months. So it's about there, give or take, give or take. So let us have a look. So we'll tighten this up, make certain that they are cock accurate. Put them there. That one's actually pretty good where it's at. Now this one I'm going to pull down onto there. I know that's tight, but there's still a decent range between those two. That's okay. This one we're going to move on to there. And then we're going to pull that down into this. Happy days, happy days. All right. So now we can get our last set of levels in. Which is here. That one into there, just like so. That's fine. And now we're coming into where we're interested, because this is where the price is. Okay, that onto there, and then we can have our little breakthrough at the top, and we should have some good points of attraction. Happy days, happy days. Okay, don't need to put any more in. I'll drop that one in as well. Okay, right guys, so we'll go back to our candlesticks, go back out to the high point, and let's see if we can make some sense of this chart. All right, so if we get our fib on and pull that up here, excellent. Well, there's no shock that those levels that I've just drawn in are tying up perfectly with this fib that I'm putting in. Now this is reinforcing what those levels are, and if they are going to be holding, this will confirm it. So let me just draw these in, and then we'll go down on the next time frame and we'll figure this out. Okay, I'm going to put the low and high in on this just so that I'm not drawing fibs in again on the next frame. So let me just put them in. Happy days. Okay, let me just check something on the other side. That's trucking along nice. Happy days, live with that. Okay, next frame down. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Well, we can see our high where it's topped out perfectly, and on this frame we kind of have this to work with, this drop here. There's actually two we can look at that can give us quite good points of attraction to work to. So we've definitely got this one. You can see how it's pulled up, but then it's collapsed again. So for the here and now, I would be using this section here to tighten this up. So we do the same principle again. So from there to that low point, and there we go, the levels are lining up again. So this is the key area. So we've got 1, 2, 3 confirmations at this point. So let me draw this in, and then we'll get a bit further down the chart. So it's breached that, happy. Coming over that into this, happy days. Okay guys, there we go. Right, I'm going to draw the low and high on this as well, so when I move down the next frame I don't repeat it. Super, super duper. Down one time frame, let's have a look, see where we are. See, there we are. See, if I hadn't put that low and high in, I'd have drawn that move yet again on this, and just, well, basically makes the chart a little bit messy. So it's not something we want to be doing. Right, okay, so we can see it's pushing down. We have a strong drive up on the daily, which was yesterday. In fact, that is really aggressive, so you can put daddy levels into that if you wish. What we're kind of looking at is this sections up here where these fibs are, because as you can see, it's pushed up, it's failed that level, and it's pushing back. So that is a point of attraction. If you look, it's gone to the pip. Now there's nothing really for me to do on this chart, so I'm going to have to drop it down the next section. Okay, so here we are. Right, so we're down in the hourly, and this is going to confirm what we're looking at. All right guys, so first thing I want to do is I want to see what is going on. Well, straight away there's a big clue. Now this is marrying up to what the sheet is saying. The sheet is telling us that we are looking to go short of sorts, but it said there was nothing doing on this time frame, and it's right, you know, because there's not enough confirmation. But you can see the drive, you can see it collapsing in on itself, and it is now sitting under this point here. Now this adds weight to what we were talking about sort of 8 o'clock this morning. Okay, so if that's going to shoot down, these levels are lining up perfectly. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So let us put in some entry exit points so we can see what we're doing with it. So if I drop that fib onto there, we're here, we're at the point. So we'll draw these in blue just so you can see it nice and cleanly. Just drop that into blue. Right, down onto the 50, goody gumdrops, and then the 61. Happy days, happy days. Okay guys, so you can see the tail coming across the top here, showing signs it's pushing down. Even though this is green, it's actually showing you the pressure is the opposite direction. With this closing in on itself like so, like a sausage, it's telling you the pressure that was running that way is now collapsed, and it's now looking for a change. Well, if it is going to change, it's down here, this section here, and that fib, that level, and this outer extreme of the body are all tying together to make you a good point. And then you've got your entry and your exit and risk-free points. Looking at this bridge here, that can show you where you can do scruffy madness to, and if you're wrong, where you're going to get out. All right, so happy days. Right, let's drop the next indicator on so we can see what's going on with this. Remember to change these down into fib numbers. So just hold that there, and there. Just like so. And sure enough, just tidy this up a second, guys, just a second. That is confirming it. So we'll go +1, which is up here. It's a bit of a worry because that's not agreeing, but if you look at the curl over, it looks like it's starting to come into play. Now this reinforms why the sheet is telling you to stay back. You know, it's very important that you don't jump in very quickly. You know, wait for the right conditions. But again, this is starting to close in on itself on the next time frame, so it's adding weight to what we were talking about before, and it is closing in down into, well, it'll move to the moving averages, and it's lining up with levels yet again. We'll go -1, see what's going on here. Well, this confirms the hourly holding under there. This is collapsing, but that's pushing away, and if this is coming down, well, there's your entry, exit, exit, confirmed here. All right. Now let's have a little look at another indicator just to see if there is any super confirmation on this. Sort this out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And what we've got here, again, you're coming from the high, it hasn't breached the low, it is moving downward. So the sheet's right. So 10 o'clock, I'll have another look at this, guys. But in the meantime, that's what we're looking at, and we'll reassess it sort of in the next sort of 20 minutes to an hour, and I'll get the sheet up so you can see exactly when it's go time. All right. Catch you soon. Hello, Mr. Gangster. These are just a test, really. I do a lot of work for the squad on a morning, and it'll never be public what I do. But I don't mind if people are asking me questions in the chat while I'm doing things. It's just a thought that's rattling through my head at the moment. Unless I get the channel up to about 10,000 viewers, I won't be doing this. That's very kind of you, Mr. Gangster. I do try. When it comes to what I do genuinely try and just keep it for the squad. A lot of what you see on screen is a snapshot of what I do, just simply because there's too many freeloaders and Popeyes out there. I'll never help them, and I know that sounds harsh, but if you see some of the abuse I get, there's no way it'll ever be free, ever. But I'm glad that what I did helped you. I genuinely am. So, good stuff. But as a kind of bit of advice for you, which you might have noticed from when you were in the group for a little while, less is more is your best friend. Look for one good trade a day, just one, and that'll serve you well all the way through the rest of the week. Because if you think about it this way, if you have one good trade for sort of 10 pips and it's a fiver, most people will scoff at it and they go, it's only 50 quid, but it's 50 quid more than you had. Do it every day, it don't half add up, you know. And that's the thing with trading. The flashy lights suck too many people in. So keep crocking, and let's raise a glass to your third month. And if it was for me, well, kind of give you a case in point. I haven't had a losing year in 7 years, and I haven't had a losing month in the last 3 years. And it's all from the principles that you see. And you might have heard me talking about the DAX earlier on. It's now doing pretty much what I said it was going to do. So, Scruff's a happy boy. All right, let's have a look. See where we're up to. What I'll do is I'll kind of stay for maybe the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If there's anybody watching, if you want to ask a question, I'll try and answer it. Okay, call it a day.